Good day everyone. So our video for today is I will recite my learnings how to rig properly the pilot ladder. First, rigging of pilot ladders. The steps of the pilot ladder are generally made of hardwood and should be made in one piece, free or knots or any irregularities. It should be free of any sharp edges. The steps should be horizontal and should rest firmly against the ship's side. The last four steps of a pilot ladder should be made of rubber as they are vulnerable to failure on being squeezed between the ship's side and the pilot boat. The fifth step from the bottom must be spreader. The spreader prevents a pilot ladder from twisting. It should be a minimum of 180 cm long. Maximum 9 steps are allowed between two spreaders. The spreader should not be slashed or lashed between the steps. The surface of the steps must provide a safety and slip resistant foothold. Use of ordinary paints resulting in slippery surfaces should be prohibited. The continuous side ropes of a minimum of 18 mm in diameter should run on either side of the ladder. These are Manila ropes. The gap between the side ropes should not be less than 40 cm. The steps should be 115 mm wide and 25 mm in depth. The steps are equally spaced, and the distance between each step should not be more than 35 cm or less than 31 cm. Two-man ropes should be kept on hand ready for immediate use. The diameter of the man ropes should not be less than 28 mm. It is used at the request of the pilots. The distance between the sea level and the lower end of the pilot ladder depends on the size of the pilot boat being used. This is decided by the pilot. The officer in charge should confirm beforehand rigging the pilot ladder. In no case should the lower and the pilot ladder become awash in the water. The head of the pilot ladder should be rigidly secured to the deck. Adequate handholds should be provided to ensure safe and convenient passage from the head of the pilot ladder and the ship's deck. These handholds should be a minimum of 70 cm and a maximum of 80 cm apart. The accommodation ladder should be sighted leading up so that the pilot boat does not get in the below accommodation ladder when the ship is proceeding forward. The accommodation ladder should be secured to the ship's side. The angle of slope of the accommodation ladder used in conjunction with the pilot ladder should never exceed 45 degrees. The platform and the ladder should be equipped with stanchions and should be fitted with suitable fencing, preferably rigged with handrails and a hand rope for safe access. The pilot ladder must be firmly attached to the ship's side, 1.5 meters above the accommodation platform. It is recommended that a 9-meter mark be indicated so that the pilot can readily find whether the distance from the sea level to the point of access exceeds 9 meters or not. The precautions to be taken during embarkation and disembarkation of pilots. The access area should be kept free and clear at all times and can also be marked the permanent signs. 2. The pilot ladder should be checked after it is rigged preliminary to ensure it is properly secured to the ship by a crew member by descending few steps. While doing so, safety should not be jeopardized. The crew members should always take care of their own safety by wearing a life jacket and a lifeline if appropriate. The duty officer should closely monitor continuously and observe the pilot all the time. While he is on the ladder, he should always remain in contact with the bridge via walkie-talkie, report every event, and inform the bridge at once on the safe arrival of the pilot on board. A canvas bag or net and a rope should be kept ready at the embarkation position to hoist aboard any baggage the pilot might have with him. A pilot dedicated lifebuoy with water actuated automatic light and lifeline should be readily available. If a retrieval line is being used, care should be taken that it does not hinder the pilot nor obstruct the safe approach of the pilot boat. At night, the access area should be well illuminated to facilitate safe boarding and deboarding. A spare ladder should always be available on board. Pilot ladders remain the most efficient way for pilots to board vessels. The transfer of a pilot between the pilot, boat, and ship is a significant risk that needs to be carefully managed. Periodic inspection of the board arrangement, especially the pilot ladder, should be an ongoing process and should be inculcated into the planned maintenance system on board ships. It is important that seafarers are appropriately trained in the correct rigging of pilot transfer arrangements to avoid any accidents. So that's the procedures for rigging pilot ladder that I have learned. Thank you.